Hey guys, in case you haven't noticed it, I've been on a brief hiatus as of lately, but I am back. I'm going to go over this vehicle as well as several others here in the future. Now, I'm going to be your host again to do the walkarounds on their video. So for those of you that may not have seen me before or don't remember me, my name's John Oakes and I do work here at Hankster's Hot Rods. So today I have the honor and privilege to go over this vehicle here with you. This is our latest addition to our inventory. It's a 2003 Chevrolet Corvette Z06, and this in particular is the 50th anniversary model that we're looking at here today. Now, a couple things about this car. Again, it is all original. It is a low mileage vehicle, and it again is all factory original, all numbers matching. So before we start, I'll just kind of start. I know you guys are used to seeing the videos where we go over door gaps and fit and finish. I just want to make a general statement about it so we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. This car is as it was from the factory. Nothing has changed on it. So the fit and finish, all your gaps and so forth are all exactly like they were from the day it left the factory. Now this particular car, I'm just going to briefly go over our drive line. We're going to touch on this right now and then we'll come back to it when we get to the underside video. But as far as the drivetrain on this car, you've got your Z06 motor. This is your 350, 5.7 liter, 350 cubic inch LS6 motor. This has the 405 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque. It's even got the badges on it for the Z06 down here on the front fenders. As far as the transmission, we've got that T6 six-speed manual transmission. Nice, quick, short shifts on this car. Makes it a real pleasure to drive on this car. Effortless, basically, when it comes to the transmission and the clutch on this car. And the rear end, again, factory rear end that's in this. It's an 8 1/4 ring gear, 342 gear, and it is a POSI unit inside that rear end housing. Again, all from the factory. So that goes over our drive line. Running gear, again, we're going to go over this on the underside. I just want to touch on it. All factory suspension here. As far as the brakes, the steering, we've got power disc brakes up front, disc brakes out on the rear of the car as well. Power steering also, so you've got all those modern amenities that's going to make driving this car just a real ease here. As far as wheels and tires, 17-inch factory aluminum wheels up front. As far as the tires go, the size is 235, 40 ZR17s on the front. And then on the back, we do have, this is the 18-inch aluminum wheel, and the size on these are 295, 35 ZR18s. And again, the only thing that we have really changed on this car, when it came to us, we decided it did need a new rear tire on it. They were a little bit worn down, so we do have brand new rear tires on the back of this car. As far as the mirrors, as we walk around, you're going to see it does have both mirrors, driver and passenger side mirror. Those are both power, by the way. Let's open our door up and we're going to take a look inside and kind of tell you exactly what we're looking at here. So we've got an all black interior, black leather bucket seats, power driver's side seat. Of course, you can see the center console, the 6-speed shifter there. All of the factory gauges and instrumentation are in this car, including a 200-mile-an-hour speedo. It does have the factory radio in it and a dual climate control unit in there as well, so you can adjust individually for driver and passenger. You can see the door panels and everything are in great condition. Bose speakers along with this stereo system in this car, so it's going to have a good sound to it. Power windows, power door locks, as I already mentioned, power mirrors on both sides. Cruise control, tilt wheel, like I said, all the factory gauges, that's what you have inside. We'll close this door up. Again, they close effortlessly on these cars. Of course, you've got your fuel door right here. We've already talked about wheels and tires. As we come around the car, let me just kind of point out, the paint is really, really nice on this car. As you can tell, it is the black exterior, black interior. Paint does have, you know, a couple little things in it, but again, it's just normal wear and tear, nothing other than that. Button for the trunk on the key fob. There we go. Like I said, just got to work the fingers in there to get it raised up. So here's the inside of your trunk. The underside of that trunk panel here, real nice finish. It almost looks kind of like a matte black in there. The trunk seal all the way around here is in excellent condition. So this thing's going to seal up just wonderful from the outside elements. You should not get any water whatsoever in this trunk. Inside, all the carpeting inside the trunk is in excellent condition. You've got some floor mats in there too that if you wish you can put those back in the car. We always choose to leave them out for video purposes. That way you get to see the real condition of the carpeting underneath them. As I said, it comes, the button for this is on the key fob. Like I said, it does pop it open and it is on its struts. As you can see, it does hold it up. It's just whenever you pop it, it's a little tight there. You got to get your fingers in there to get that to come open. It does have the 50th anniversary badging also on the trunk, and we'll see that as well on the front end whenever we get around to that. All your tail lights and such too, that's all in good shape. Lights around the plate and so forth too, that's in great shape. And again, on your Corvettes, you have that quad tip exhaust, and you'll see more of that from our underside video. That's a nice feature on this car too. It is factory. It's a full titanium dual exhaust, cats, mufflers, pipes, all. So real nice exhaust on this car. As we come around now to the passenger side, same thing here. You're going to see fit and finish looks real good on this car. Nice black, smooth, shiny paint. You've got your 18-inch wheels back here, 17s on the front. You can see those disc brake calipers there coming through that wheel there. Nice red paint on those calipers. And let's go ahead and open up our passenger side next. So on the passenger side, again, you'll just get to see the great condition of the interior on this. Dash is in excellent shape. Your center console, again, there's no rips or tears. The seats are in great condition, showing little to no signs of wear and tear on those. All your seals around the doors, around the windows, are all going to be weather tight on this vehicle. So again, nothing out of the ordinary there. As far as our, you know, some things we can point out, we do have these mesh grills. You'll see them back here, just in the lower section here, like the rocker here and the quarter panel, and you'll see them up front as well. They're mesh grills, and I believe what those are intakes for air to come in and help cool down those brakes so that you don't have any brake fade if you're using them, you know, real often there. Again, that Z06 badging here with the 405 horsepower there, as far as that goes, that's going to tell you what exactly is underneath the hood, 17-inch wheels. We come around the front now. It does have the flip-up lights, as do all of your Corvettes there. You've got the 50th anniversary badging up front, as I mentioned, and there's those other mesh grills there also, again, for those air intakes on the car. Let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and pop the hood on this car, and we'll just show you the engine that we have inside here. Okay, so it pops real easy. There's just a lever inside there that you can grab and just pull back on. Again, it lifts up super easy. The hood struts all work as they should. So again, this is that 5.7 liter 350 LS6 motor here for the Corvette. Numbers matching, low mile. This has just a shade over 15,000 miles on it. So again, for the year of car it is, that's pretty low miles for this particular car. It's a fuel injected motor, so you're not going to have to worry about any carburetor issues on the car. Starts right up and runs great every time. And like I said, this has the 405 horse, 400 foot-pound of torque. And again, we've already gone over the rest of that drive line there with the T6 transmission, 342 gears in the rear end. That's pretty much it for going around the outside of this Corvette. Next thing we're going to do is, obviously, as we always do, get it up on the lift, show you the complete underside, go over the running gear, the drive line, the floors, the exhaust, all that stuff. But just before we do, let me just end this section of the video with, I know on this particular car, you Corvette guys probably aren't going to want to do, a whole lot of like modifications or changing to it. But if you're watching this video and you go to some of our other ones and you see some of our other cars, those are always cars that, you may want to make changes to. And those are things, if you come up with something that you don't see necessarily on the car or that it's equipped with, you can always reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we'll always be glad to answer questions on whether or not we can put something in it. Most part, we can do just about anything that you would want us to. So if you want us to change wheels, tires, steering wheels, put AC in it, anything like that, just reach out to us, ask us. We'll be more than glad to get you a quote on that and get back to you then and see if that's something that you would wish to do to that particular car. As far as, other things, as far as like shipping and warranty, things that people want to, inquire about most of the time. We do offer free shipping on select vehicles. You can always go onto our website and it'll spell out to you right on there which vehicles are up for that. Also the warranty, we're one of the few companies, if not the only company out there that offers a powertrain warranty on these classic cars. So again, that's going to be offered on select vehicles. Always view our website, view our YouTube videos, and we'll let you know exactly which cars all have that included with it. So that for now, that's pretty much it. Next thing we're going to do is get this thing up in the air, and we're going to go through the complete underside with you next. All right, guys, so we've got our 2003 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 50th anniversary model right here up on the lift, so we can go ahead now and show you the complete underside of this car, show you how good a condition this thing is in, and then just kind of go over all the components that we have underneath here. Of course, this car is going to be all original, so it's going to retain all of the factory stuff that this car had on it when it was brand new. So we'll start with the drive line, just kind of get that out of the road. Drive line on this car, of course, numbers matching, all original. So you start with the engine. That is our 5.7 liter, 350 cubic inch motor. This motor here on this particular car, it rates in at 405 horsepower and 400 foot-pound of torque. As far as the transmission goes on the car, this is the T6 6-speed manual transmission. This thing shifts awesome. Just nice quick throws on it, just effortlessly really whenever you're out driving it. And as far as the rear end on the car goes, this is going to be your 8¼ inch rear end. It is a POSI unit, and it's a 342 gear that's inside that rear. So again, it's going to work just good overall for both cruising and when you want to get up and go. Of course, these Corvettes, very light cars, a lot of power under the hood. You're going to have all the performance there that you're ever going to want with one of these cars. Not to mention suspension on this car, all factory stuff. You've got sway bars on both the front of the car and on the rear of the car. That's going to help keep you planted there whenever you're going through some of those corners, eliminate a lot of that body roll. And of course, all the Corvettes had that stuff as standard from the factory. Braking on this car, we've got power disc brakes. We've got discs up front. We've got discs out on the back of the car as well. Suspension, like I said, all the rest of that's all original. Shocks, the springs, all of that stuff is in excellent shape on this car. The wheels to help plant this car, wheels and tires. The wheels we have on here, these are the factory original aluminum wheels for the Z06 Corvette. They're going to be kind of like that dark gray, which goes good with our black exterior of the car. We've got, let me just check real quick here. We've got 17-inch wheels on the front, and then as we come to the back, we have, let me just double check the size here. We have 18s. So the particular size on these rear tires, 295/35 ZR18s. Let's go back up front, and I'll get you the size on those also. So on the front, we've got 265/40 ZR17s. The tread's in really good condition on the fronts. The backs are all brand new tires. So again, you're going to be able to plant all of that power to the ground and it's going to handle and stick like it should. As I mentioned, suspension on this car, you'll see the rear suspension here. You've got that bigger transverse leaf spring back here. Again, you've got your factory original shocks back here too. Of course, you got your control arms, and as I mentioned, it does have the sway bars on both the front and rear of the car. The other thing that you're going to notice right away on this particular car too is this exhaust system here. Now this is all, again, factory. I know I keep repeating myself, but this is all factory. This is a titanium exhaust. Titanium dual exhaust. You can see it's got the smaller catalytic converters on there. Again, that's going to help with your performance, keeping those nice and small. And then it's going to come all the way back here to your dual, again, titanium mufflers, again with those quad tips sticking out the back, that look that all those Corvettes have. And again, all factory stuff. A lot of you Corvette guys out there, I know you don't like to change things. You like to keep them factory original, and that's what this car is, all 100% factory original. And as you can see, the underside of the car is in excellent condition too. You'll notice, again, if you're not familiar with the Corvettes here, especially along these years and so forth, you'll see these pans in here. Now this was factory here, and this was done just kind of as an aerodynamic thing. It kind of closes up the whole underside of the car, helps that air go right straight back underneath there, doesn't get caught up anywhere. Again, just mainly aerodynamics. And again, you see the floors, you don't see any dents or dings or anything like that. Everything is nice and straight, nice and flat underneath here. Just a, you know, overall great condition car. Now, kind of going back to our drive line, what we always like to do is just kind of point out if we see any leaks or anything like that underneath the car. And on this particular car, we do not. Nothing underneath the engine, nothing underneath the transmission, nothing underneath the rear end on this car either. It is nice and dry underneath here and super clean, as you can see underneath this car. Like I said, that's pretty much it. Just all factory suspension. It's all in good condition. Disc brakes, you got the painted calipers, nice red color as they come from the factory. All of it looks in very good shape on this car. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and lower this car down now off of the lift. We're going to get in, fire this engine up, and we'll let you hear what that Corvette Z06 motor sounds like.